You are going to lose in crypto if you fail to understand exactly the crazy manipulation that is happening right now in the markets. We've just seen some of the most outrageous price manipulation that I have seen in the recent years, and understanding what was going on in terms of this price manipulation allowed me to tell you on this channel that when Bitcoin was here, we were pretty much 100% guaranteed to be moving towards the upside. So if you've got the patience, stick around for the next 6 or 7 minutes. I'm going to show you one, proof of this manipulation and how it's been happening over the last year or so, and 2, exactly what you can do to survive this manipulation and make massive gains instead of massive losses. So hit the like button and let's get into it, shall we? Now this dates back to around the 13th or 14th of June, all that time ago, when there was news of the XRP lawsuit, when Cardano and everyone else was going to zero because the SEC were wading in on Binance, on Coinbase. Everything was falling apart. And what was this designed to do? It was designed to make you sell your crypto. Why do they want you to sell your crypto? Because they want to buy it cheap. And if you don't believe that this is what really goes on, let me show you something that is really significant. This is a news article over on CNBC on the 11th of February 2022. JP Morgan predicts long-term Bitcoin price may reach 150k. Let's go to Bitcoin and let's see what happened on February the 11th, 2022. Now this was pretty much the top of the bull market over here, around 70k or just under 70k. So we came down. And then many people were anticipating a bounce at this point. This would have been, the third sort of shoulder in the head and shoulders pattern, okay, which we never got, guys. Yeah, this obviously happened, and this is where we got into our bear market. So obviously at this point, what you have is the big money trying to get out of their positions, because maybe they tried to get out of their positions up here, but they were unable to fully get out of their positions. And quickly, you can see that this big dump happens here. So the price rallies down and then comes up to here. And what date is that? The 11th of February. Now, I want to show you what happens in this zone. So we got JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks, if not the biggest bank in the world right now, saying the Bitcoin is going to go to 150k. And okay, they kind of protect themselves because they say the long-term future is 150k. Probably not wrong. But at the time they wrote that is outrageous, because on the 11th, we were in that sell zone, okay? The sell zone. And why is it a sell zone? You know I talk about buy zones on this channel. This is a sell zone. This tells us that this is where they're trying to get rid of their orders, and they wait for the price, they wait for the bulls to push it in, they sell it. They wait for the bulls to push in, they sell it. They wait for the bulls to push in, and then it sells off, okay? So you can see that in this area, the big money is trying to convince you that you need to buy because they need to keep the price at this level so they can sell you Bitcoin for what? 45k rather than selling it to you for 29k, okay? Makes much more sense. This happens time and time again. And while they might try and make you buy from them when the price is high, they are also going to try and make you sell to them when the price is low, because every time we see big moves, this is when orders effectively get full, okay? If too many people are buying, it will push the price up too aggressively. If too many people are selling, it will push the price down. But they've got big amounts of money, right? They need to get rid of the orders so that they can keep the orders at the prices they want to buy and sell at without making too many changes. Now, I showed you this buy zone in Bitcoin just a couple of days ago. Now, what we can see is an area we get a big aggressive move from a sideways bit of action. I told you this lined up with this lined up with this, and you're like, oh yeah, did you actually say that? Well guys, here you are, right? And this is what I basically told you back on Friday of last week. Up here, fourth confluence, sorry, we are in the buy zone. You can see this sideways movement happening in here. We then get a big burst. We're coming back in just to confirm it. Everyone who's been telling you right now that crypto is going down towards the downside, it might happen, of course, but I think they're wrong. You notice the whole market being super bearish right now. It's usually an indicator that they're wrong. And it's not just the chart that was telling me that this was likely to happen. But when you're starting to identify a buy zone, I want you to go and look for something as well. I want you to go and look at the sentiment that is everywhere. When the whole market is telling you that it's about to drop, when you're seeing news unfolding everywhere from the big banks, from everyone saying that the SEC are going to kill crypto and all these things happen, this is basically a sign that this is probably when you want to buy. Lo and behold, 2 or 3 days later, what do we now have, guys? We now have BlackRock starting an ETF, the world's biggest asset manager. We got Charles Schwab. We got loads of other asset managers around the world saying they're going to create Bitcoin ETFs. Institutional money is coming into the space. We've got the IMF saying that they're going to start CBDCs and they're going to be using Ripple and XLM potentially as a medium of exchange on the IMF platform. This is all coming literally 2 or 3 days after the SEC drama, which is now just a distant memory and no one can even remember. And we may not even hear about that again. Have you even heard anything about FTX recently? Yeah, we've got something coming up with SBF later in the year, but by the end of the next bull market, the same bloke's probably going to be running another exchange. Don't worry guys, I'm not quite that cynical. I don't believe that's going to be happening, but I do believe he's going to get off without any charge. Personal opinion. So what we're seeing right now, Bitcoin rallying to around 29k. And now what you're doing is you're diving into the market, you're buying because down here you were scared. Were you scared? You were probably scared. And not just Bitcoin, guys. This is the same with every crypto. Cardano, it's a dead crypto, it's going to fall lower. I told you to buy in here just a couple of days ago, it's done 16%. hbar, it's going to go further down. I told you to buy in here a few days ago on another video I made. It's gone up 18%. If you are not subscribed to this channel, then you're missing out on the most real take on what's happening, guys. I am going to look at this with my cynical, logical mind and be able to unemotionally tell you what is happening. So even when you are panicking and bricking it because you've invested in a coin that's down 30%, I'm going to be able to give you the calm voice of reason that you're looking for. And if I can't give it to you directly, then get into my free Telegram, link down below in the description. Now, I hope this is all making sense to you guys. Effectively, the news is important because it does drive a certain narrative. And sometimes the news, as you can see, like we're having positive news right now, is starting to push the market up. But just think about where we are. If we're low down and the news is really negative, how much lower can it really go? If we're high up and the news is really positive, how much higher can we really go? Think about the opposites happening. So when we're at the bottom of the market, if we get positive news, it's likely that we're going to start to see the market moving towards the upside. And on the flip side of things, when we're high up, we get negative news. I think the market's more than likely going to start to drop towards the downside. If you want to know exactly what I'm doing, then also you can get in my inner circle. It's $9.99 per month, where I've given all of these calls over the last few days of what I'm seeing. As well as that, I'm giving it one trade every single day over on KuCoin, and you can follow that. I made about 42% on IXS just a couple of days ago, and you can make those gains along with me. Now, I highly recommend, guys, if you are trading cryptocurrency and maybe even you're doing it in America and you want to use different exchanges but can't because of proxies and firewalls, etc., then you get NordVPN. It's linked down below in the description. You get 3 months free, and then it's like $3 per month after that, which is like the price of a coffee. And you can do that through that link. It's an exclusive link for here. It's going to be able to do things like tracker blocking, malware protection, ad blocking. It's going to keep you safe trading cryptocurrency. And just for like the price of a cup of coffee, it's going to keep you safe looking after your crypto. So no brainer, in my opinion. Get yourself NordVPN, guys. Link down below in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.